Heya and welcome to Weekly Tips. We'll put some sense in your tip jar. Welcome today. Today you're joined by me, Daniel, and we are going to be painting this street landscape. So let's landscape on into the street painting and come and paint this. As I delve into painting this street scene, I first initially find the horizon line, that point at the end of where the buildings kind of lay, the horizon line where it goes into the sky. And then from there, I kind of move everything, kind of all the buildings, draw all the lines that goes towards the horizon line there, that kind of vocal point there is, that kind of triangular like building. I draw all the lines headed towards that way, all the buildings that are kind of headed towards that way. There's obviously the street, where the street goes that way, so that's where kind of all my building edge lines go. And then from there I just kind of block in some other key factors in this drawing and painting. Now this is a really challenging drawing to do, or painting per se, to paint this scene. So I took something out of it. I made sure I did it all in black and white, so that way I don't have any color. I don't have to worry about like picking the right colors or anything like that. I just working on the tone. But yeah, that gives me something less to worry about coloring and everything like that, although there's not, you know, a lot of colors in here per se. There is a little bit, there's grays and a little bit of kind of not white, peachy, not peach though, but off-white in there, but mainly, you know, browns, grays, greens. However, you know, doing it in tonal does really help. I could easily use a color layer and put that over top for color if I wanted to. And you know, that's what I would do if I was to continue painting this, because this is only a 90-minute art challenge. I did it within 90 minutes. I wouldn't, you know, take it much further. I'll just worry about you know, get the initial drawing right. The initial, you know, getting that initial drawing right was amazing. You know, I did the best I could to try and get it as accurate as possible, and it, you know, it kind of looks like the actual image, what I'm really happy about, you know. Not worrying about color and anything like that did really result in me having a good undertone drawing, painting, you know, going on. And that's what I was more worried about. I wasn't worried about any, you know, fancy looking imagery to make it look, you know, super realistic or anything like that, trying to get you know, looking like a really amazing piece. I was more focused on studying this image and trying to you know, make it look like the image here as best as I can, represent it in the best way I can. Not trying to focus in on all the details, trying to also, you know, kind of break up details rather than, you know, drawing kind of that window in the corner, say the bottom left corner, one of the windows there, like rendering that window really well. I was trying to break it up where I was like, each stroke is a window, each you know, little square that looks like this represents a window. So it's trying to break it up and make it you know, kind of have its own language in a way. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to render the heck out of it and spend so much time on kind of this little part that doesn't really matter in the painting, where you can break it up into its languages. And if you can see here, say those square kind of they are pushed in window edges there. You can see I've used a black square and then a slightly duller tone to do the kind of edge that leads into the window, as well as the windows are just black squares, two black squares. You really see I'm shaping a kind of a language here to kind of represent and show you how things work. In each window I do, there is a point where I do some of the windows. You'll see it pop up eventually, where I just do like a black tone and then a grey tone to show the edge of each kind of top point of the the triangles on top, if that makes sense to you guys. As well as working out these trees. At the start I just kind of blocked in some kind of circular shapes to begin with, and then towards the end I kind of push it a little bit further, where I make the shapes look a little bit more like what the trees would look like, but initially I just find where things sit. See, I just do it here, so you can see me, I just do like a square kind of lighter tone on top to represent the edge of that top here. And I had to do this because I couldn't spend all the time in the world, only 90 minutes, but I wanted to try and get one, as accurate as possible, and two, cover as much space as possible without it kind of just falling to pieces, where it might look really cool in one corner, the building over there might look really cool, but the rest of the painting looks not that great, so I really wanted to break it up, not to spend too much time on little details that didn't matter, and really simplifying things, because in the end, with painting things, creating awesome pieces of art and things like that, you don't have to render every piece of detail. You choose what you leave out and things like that, and that's something that takes time. I'm still kind of learning how to not render the heck out of things, and go for every detail, trying to make things look like they're in the distance versus in front of you. I think it's something I did take out of painting this painting. Now, it's really challenging. I looked at it and I was like, nah, I can't do this. There's no way. I would have, like 2-3 years ago or something like that, completely failed per se, and then wouldn't even attempt it. But I was up for a challenge. It's something I wanted to paint, and I went ahead and painted it, and that was good. That it taught me something. It helped me grow, and it will improve my art in the future as well. And that's what I do with these 90-minute art challenges. I don't just go for things that I usually paint, or that I feel like I'll do well on. I do things that I feel I'll completely fail, and I surprise myself, and it helps you grow, helps you learn new things, helps you show you can actually, paint that if you set your mind to it, I don't think, starting out, I was like, I don't know what I'll achieve in this, but I actually did, I think, okay, I did the best I could, and I think I got something okay out of this whole process. So, it was an awesome painting to do. It just took me 90 minutes to do. It was challenging because there was so much going on in the painting, and trying to kind of process it all, that what was going on here and then what piece fits in what, like putting a jigsaw puzzle together. this was like putting a jigsaw puzzle. It was like trying to find that little piece of the car, and it's like, okay, where does that go? You know, so you do the edges first, you know, you do the main gist of it all, the whole kind of the outline of the whole thing where everything kind of lays and fits. And then you kind of gesturally put in the trees and the buildings, and then you fix them up and slowly, you know, add in. It's same as a puzzle, you know, you do the outside usually, and then, you know, slowly, you know, things start to piece together. So hopefully you've learned something new, you've enjoyed seeing this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Keep drawing everyone, keep creating, and see you in the next video.